Today we are going to be looking at the tactics and changes that EA have made to Ultimate Team over the past 10 years to extract as much money from their player base as possible. I think it's important to talk about this as it will allow us to educate ourselves as to how EA are manipulating us to get as much of our hard-earned cash as possible. FIFA Ultimate Team was actually introduced back on FIFA 09. It was a downloadable piece of content that you actually paid for, which allowed you to create your Ultimate Team in FIFA by opening packs and collecting cards and then using them in game. When this concept was first put into FIFA, I don't think that EA knew the absolute magnitude of what they had created and how big Ultimate Team would become as a franchise. But as the years passed, EA became more and more intelligent in how they could extract maximum value from their players. If we look at how teams have first changed from the early FIFAs all the way up until what we have now, we will have a stark difference. One of the biggest features of Ultimate Team is its live transfer market. As it is a player-to-player based market, the prices that people are paying are actually reflective of what people are willing to pay for those cards. However, we know from economics that markets can actually be manipulated. And that is one of the things that EA does on a daily basis to make sure that we are giving them as much money as possible through buying their packs. All of the changes that I talk about in this video that EA have made to FIFA Ultimate Team, at surface level they look like they were made to enhance the player's experience, but I will be able to show you how each of these changes actually relate back to EA's profitability.
Hello! I like money.
The first change that we're going to talk about is trade offers. People still request trade offers back to this very day. Effectively, you could send a trade offer to anyone's card on the market with players and coins attached to that offer, and they could decide whether they wanted to accept that. It was an awesome feature in the game, and it was a lot of fun to be able to trade cards backwards and forwards freely to your friends. So you could potentially use their Cristiano Ronaldo for a couple of days for free and then just send it back once you were done. However, EA put a stop to this in FIFA 15 when they removed the feature from the game. They cited the change was made because of so many people getting scammed.
And scammer gets scammed, buddy.
There's loads of ways they could have brought the trade offers back and protected users, but they don't want to do that. They don't want you to have that ability to get cards off your friends for cheap or for free or borrow them. They want you to have your stuff locked on your account. They want you to buy packs and spend money on their game. Another change that EA have made to extract more value from their users is the addition of loads of promos, heroes and icons. They started off slow and they've ramped it up throughout the years to the point where we now have more promos than we know what to do with them, and half of them are absolute garbage. You know what I'm talking about. What if? What if it didn't exist? The next change we saw was the introduction of price caps for players in FIFA 15. Before FIFA 15, you could buy or sell any player you want for whatever price you wanted to. You could sell any player for a maximum of 15 million if you wanted to. But EA saw this as a way of people moving coins between accounts, buying coins, selling coins, or trading coins onto friends' accounts, or maybe even their second account. And EA needed to put a stop to it because it was affecting their bottom line. Now, throughout this video, a lot of the points I'm going to talk about will actually put myself in a hypocritical light, but I felt like just stepping back and talking about this objectively so that we can really get to the bottom of how EA are manipulating us. If at the start of next FIFA, EA said, we're bringing in a new game mode, everyone would hail them. Everyone would say, this is great. But they've done this multiple times throughout the years. And a lot of the time, there's actually a chance for them to take more money from our account. Firstly, let's look at Foot Draft, a fantastic, fun game mode to play. But we have to pay 15,000 coins or 300 FIFA points to enter it. Now, let's face it, we either all put our time or our money into this game so that we can go out and enjoy it. But why does that need to be the case? Why do we need to have a pay-to-play model inside of Ultimate Team? Bearing in mind, we've already paid for the game at the start of the year and probably paid for copious amounts of packs as well. But EA saw the success of Foot Draft and wanted to take it to the next level. Welcome to FIFA 17 Foot Champions. Now, on the surface, it just looks like another game mode where we can get involved, we can play against each other, and we can win some pretty cool prizes. However, adding this element of competitiveness to FIFA is probably the biggest money-making moment of the EA Sports FIFA franchise. We've now shifted from a meta where people are playing for fun, where they're now playing for prizes. Of course, if you want to win those prizes, you're going to have to get better at FIFA yourself, but not only that, but you're going to want to buy the best possible team to give yourself the best possible chance. At this point, we saw a polarization in players' prices. Players that were considered FUT Champs meta were going for like millions, whereas gold players, which weren't that much worse than these players, were going for thousands. The easiest thing for us to do as players is when we lose a game is say, well, if I had a better team, then I would have won that game. And I'm guilty of this too. I've said it many times, even though it is 100% a skill issue. So what do? We load up our account with FIFA points, we open more packs to get more coins to potentially pack something good, and therefore sell it and buy one of these meta players to go into our actual team. That brings me nicely onto our next point. Pack weight has been decreased massively over the past 10 years. Let me give you an example. On FIFA 16, during Premier League Team of the Seasons, I packed 22 Team of the Seasons from 100 packs that were rated between 25k and 100,000 coins. Change that to last year's Premier League Team of the Season, where I probably opened closer to 500 to 600 packs only to get 4 or 5 Team of the Seasons. You can see a huge difference between the different games. It's not uncommon for pro players to say they've spent over 25 grand to get the team that they need to be competitive. We then have SBCs. SBCs are a great way for EA to manipulate the market to make certain players more expensive or cheaper as these SBCs come out and require certain types of cards. Because SBCs are limited time only, it puts the FOMO into people. You just don't know how good that card is going to be until you get to play with it. A lot of people will just bang a whole load of extra money onto their account, buy some packs, get the SBC fodder that they need, and chuck it all into that player just so that they don't miss it. So as you can see, many changes that looked innocent or helpful to the player base on the surface actually had an underlying tone of EA finding another way to make more money. All that money that you've spent, whether it's on packs, players, kits, badges, whatever it is, it will all be gone at the start of the next FIFA cycle. So in conclusion, Ultimate Team is a fantastic game mode. There is a reason that we are all stuck, obsessed, playing it, spending money on it. But it's good to be able to open our eyes and understand what EA are doing to actually trap us into spending more money each year. And the longer it goes on, the more desensitized we do get to, you know, how bad the pack weight is, how much money we know we are going to have to spend at the start of each year to compete at the level we want to compete at. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you share it to a friend so that their eyes are opened as well. It's important that we know how EA are exploiting us to turn us from normal people into cash cows. And if you want to see another video in which I do club tours on all the retro FIFAs, then just click right here.